Sorry about that. The camera got too hot. It's blazing sun, and my camera, when it's up in the dash like it is right now, up on the top of the dash, it heats up real fast if I'm into the sun a lot. It really affected me during the fires. I need to rig up some way to put a duct that'll blow up on the camera. I took it out of the holder now. The case is black and it heats up, and then it heats up the camera. Once the camera gets so hot, it shuts down. And usually it's on bright days when I'm, even without the case and the air conditioner on now, full blast. But I wanted to shoot it going down because coming back I'll be into the sun. And we're back on middle control over, about halfway down. As you can see, it's a lot of switchbacks. The road's in good shape. Let me stop down here. I want to, as far as, there's not a lot of bumps or rocks or ruts. Oh, see what I'm saying? Gotta slow down, guy. You guys gotta slow down. I know it's cool to fly up and down your trails. God, there's still more coming. Jesus. Yeah, on a motorcycle even. I'm gonna put my headlights on. I got my construction lights on. I got a light bar up there, and I need to wire them into my lights. And I've got the what do you call them? Like screw on, glue on flashers. I might want to pull my mirror into. Somebody, actually, I don't keep my mirror up in case a motorcycle comes up that wants to pass. Somebody I knew, somebody hollered my name. I didn't recognize. I didn't get a good look at him. I was trying to watch the trail. So whoever was, hello, white Dodge. I'm trying to think of who would be in a white Dodge. But yeah, it's probably better to come down here in the morning. But you're gonna get the morning commute people from Big Bear come through here. So after, I would think 9-ish, 10-ish would be good to come down. Coming out of here, you're going to meet them coming back. You know, typical commuter hours. They're going to be coming through here 5-ish, 6-ish, I would think, coming home, going to Big Bear. So if you can't pick your times, like right now it's 4:35. Everybody's coming home from Big Bear, or they're up Hart Bar, Seven Oaks. Seven Oaks is open, the cafe's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So you got people like me and Paul. Thursday we went and got a cheeseburger. They got really good cheeseburgers at Seven Oaks. And onion rings too they got. And you can get it with pastrami. I didn't know that. All these years I've been eating there. Paul orders with pastrami, like what do you call it, colossal burger? That's what I call them. That's what some places call them. And got pastrami on it this time. It was really good. I mean, even better than just the plain cheeseburgers are damn good down there. They're like, they close it. The kitchen closes like at 5 o'clock. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, slow down. Take it easy. I can't believe I haven't seen any body parts or grill parts or headlights, because the way they fly up and down. And this is what they call, this is bear country here. It's steep and deep. Left side straight down, probably 1,000 feet more. Right side straight up. Bears love it's protection for them. It's hard to, you have to hold on to trees. Here's the one that got real narrow right here. Yeah, this is getting a little sketchy on the left. That left side there is collapsing down. That eventually has to get filled in. If it collapsed, that would be the reason why you don't want to be down when it's raining. Here's another one right here. The road is collapsing on the creek side, the downbound side. So, you know, you gotta be leery of those when it's raining. They get squishy. I got caught in 400 Liggett. We were just parked. We were turning around. I was on the roadway, and the whole shoulder part of the roadway collapsed, and we sunk. The mud up there was really bad. I sunk down to the frame. AAA doesn't go off-road, so you got to get an off-road recovery guy, which is usually... Actually, it wasn't that spendy back. Well, it was $135. Now these guys, they'll get $400 just to show up for just a simple tow out. Rhino Recovery's one. He's out of, I think, Muscoy. He's got a big 4x. The guy I got, I can't remember his name. It was... He worked the 400 Liggett. He had a little IH Scout too, the little one, like a little mini Bronco, not a mini Bronco, but the old bucking Broncos. That's what it is. And what was funny was when he pulled up, I told him, I said, "You're not going to get me out with that," because it's kind of a rule that it takes mass to move mass, especially when you're sunk to the frame on a full size pickup. I've seen 2 or 3 vehicles needed to pull the guy out, and he pulled and pulled and pulled, and all he did was pull himself to me. He went sideways and tried to pull me, and finally I told him, I said, "You're not going to get me out. You're just not big enough. You don't have the mass." But then I said, "Let me do this." I said, "Go sideways and sink your rig down to where you got a grip, and then pull me onto the road. And then once I get clear, I'll pull you out of where you're stuck." Because he was going to sink it down to the frame so he could anchor. At first he looked at me like I was crazy. I said, "Trust me, dude, I've been doing this since I was a kid. I grew up where Bigfoot's from, the Bon Terre River. That's where Bigfoot came from. He down there pulling people out. We knew how to get people out." And so he sinks it. He like goes sideways to me a little bit, angles, sinks his rig down to the frame, and then winches me out. I popped out back on the road, and then we just he hooked onto me, or he kept hooked onto me, and this is something you don't want to do. Here's block a road. That's a main road. I don't know why that guy's blocking the road. I wonder if he lost something. Look like they're biking. It looks like a bike carrier, but you can't block a forestry road like that. I guess they want that road to themselves. That's a numbered forestry road. That's actually one in, what is it? 1 in 09? Because that splits and it dead ends back there. Keep on the main road, because that dead ends. This turns into actually this is this Seven Oaks Road? It actually changes right here. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think this changes into Seven Oaks Road. I think one in whatever it is, 1 in 09. Dead ends there. Then this goes down and becomes Seven Oaks Road. Yeah, see, there's some ditches here. You gotta be careful. You don't want to get hit, get knocked into one of these ditches. We're getting down to where the bottom now. We should see Pines Anita's a little enclave here with cabins. If you remember the fire, the Eldorado fire, I came over here and checked Seven Oaks and drove up here and checked the cabins here at Pines Anita. There's a big red gate down there. I don't think we've passed it yet. The thing you got to worry about is motorcycles and side-by-sides. They'll come blazing around here. I believe they're the off-road ones. I believe, I can't, I'll have to check this map, but I'm not sure. There's some roads that are green sticker only, and then some of these roads, they can't go on. I believe this one's allowed, or they're not supposed to go on, put it that way. That creek there looks like no water. But see, when it rains up here, if the cell gets hung up above us here by Angeles Oaks, the debris that will come down, it'll block this road. So if there's, check your radar. If there's radar above this, moving this way, moving toward AO, Angeles Oaks, or moving toward Seven Oaks, I wouldn't come down this, because if you get stuck in here, there's nobody really, I know that'll come in here except for maybe Rhino. But if it's a boulder slide, search and rescue will have to come in here. There's cell coverage in here pretty good all the way to the bottom. At the bottom it gets a little sketchy around Seven Oaks, but my Verizon works all the way down here. That's about the biggest road you'll see right there, that little, right there on the left. It's not a bad road right now. It's usually really dusty. You can see kind of how the dust builds up. In fact, about a month ago, this thing was like 4 or 5 inches of powder. It was really, really dusty. Now it's rained a couple times and they've scraped it, so it's not so bad. There's a little bit of rut, but there's not much there. That blade really helped it. Should be seeing Plants Anita. We had the big convoy that went by, about what, 8-10 vehicles, a couple vehicles on top. I think we already paid. Yeah, we're past Plants Anita. This is the bottom. They've got one problem down here, and Sammy said they ran a blade and scraped this. This creek is this is South Fork Santa Ana River. It's kind of shifted after this last big storm. It shifted 3-4 years ago during the St. Valentine's Day storm that blew out the bridges up here on Glass Road. This creek it moved more toward the center. Oh, yeah, watch that big bump right there. But I noticed last time we were through here Thursday and before that, the creek is kind of the center of the creek where it's flowing. See, here's the bridge where it normally went under. Right here. See this bridge? There's a flow over here. Actually, that's the original channel, but see how it blew out right here? That plugged up. See how all this debris here on the left and right? And it was, well, they scraped it up. There was water flowing over right here Thursday. Yeah, it looks like it's gotten back into its bank. See how it keeps coming this way? It's going to take out the road right there. There's a flow right there. If it comes down that way, keeps going that way, it'll take out, undercut the road bank. And there's an old orchard right here. Old orchard and farmstead. In fact, I just got my book. If you want a good book on the history of the mountains here, John Robinson has got a book called The San Bernardino Mountains. I paid $70. It's one of those big atlas type books, but it's got so much valuable information on 1800s, you know, the people that pioneered in here and homesteaded it, about Jinx Lake and Captain Jinx, San Gorgonio. I gotta get that. My friend Paul showed me that book. I can't believe we never got it till now. But anyway, this is where Verizon gets sketchy. And then when you get up here, you're gonna come into Seven Oaks. There's a resort, a campground, a picnic area, the lodge where the cheeseburgers. They have a store. The store's open all the time. You know, 8 to 6, I guess, or whatever. But the kitchen only is open on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So yeah, we're getting close now. When you hit this big turnout, and there's some homes there on the right across the creek. Boy, that's got to be beautiful living. I mean, they got deer and bears for neighbors. You'll see the driveway. It's all private. Please don't go in there, but you'll see a driveway up here on the right. I seen a bobcat in here 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, before the slide. Just walking across the road right here. This would be your way around Highway 38 closure to go up to Big Bear. I think Sammy said it added 20 minutes. I should have timed it. I'll time it on the way back. I would guess at least 20, 25 minutes. Because we're about halfway. We still got to go up Glass Road. This is what they call Seven Oaks Road here. Here's the little enclave. See, there's a house on the right there. There's some trailers here. This is the picnic area on the right. You're right at the creek. It's really cool because you're right creek side. On the left is the resort, the lodge, and the kitchen there, the store. There's some, they could be campers or picnickers. And then there's some homes in here. Yeah, take it in here. There ain't a lot of people in here now because of the closure, but there's usually a lot of little kids. Do 25 through there. There's usually little kids playing out. You know how kids are. They supposed to stay in the front yard, but then they'll dart across the road. But this is still, what is that? Oh, that was a squirrel. The creek's on the right. We're going to go over the bridge up here. South Fork of Santa Ana. Those are those scrub blue jays. The St. Valentine's Day storm 4 years ago, the cell hung up right here. And all the creek, the picnic area got flooded, mud flow. This bridge got blown out. In fact, this road was cut off for several days. I hiked in from the top bridge. It was a pretty good hike, about a mile. Because, whoa, little ground squirrel. Because all these bridges got blown out. There's the creek right there. You could come here and picnic right here. Little turnouts. Bring a fishing pole. There's trout. They stock trout in this river part. There's the first bridge. It's beautiful here. And there's some forest release cabins right here on the right. Never seen anybody in that one. This is still Seven Oaks Road. It'll come up here to a fork. If you don't know the history, this is where Dorner, when they chased Dorner, the guy who killed the LAPD cops, and they killed the sheriff up here. Right here's where they had the shootout. Right here, there's a house and some rental trailers, but the lodge that he was in right there burned down when they put tear gas into the. Now up here's where it forks. Just stay on the paved. It'll fork up here around the corner. If you go left, it's a paved, then it goes dirt road down to like some Boy Scout camps. It'll come up on Highway 38 by Santa Ana River Fork Bridge down there. That's Seven Oaks Road. This is technically, I think this is Seven Oaks Road 2. But up here, the right fork is Glass Road. We should be getting close. If you peel hard left, you go to the Converse Flats forestry fire stations back here to my left, hard left. There's some cabins down here to the left. Here's the fork. Okay, you want to go right. This is Glass Road. Where I just came from is Seven Oaks Road. This is the better road. The other one's turns into a forestry road, dirt and rock. This is paved all the way up to, I'm going to be driving into the sun. Pacific Crest Trail crosses right here. If you want to hike the PCT right here, right there's the turn parking for it, right there. There's a sign, PCT Trail. This is not in the burn scar. The firefighters, whoa, sharp turn. They held it up here at the top. Up by Stetson Creek is where they held it at Highway 38. They did an amazing job keeping it. It was spotting across Highway 38, the embers, and now that's 186, and it is still closed. That would take you up to Stetson Creek, and that's where I hear they have a gate now on the top, right off Highway 38. There's a forestry gate now. I guess they don't want anybody. They sure close off a lot of roads. I guess they just don't want to maintain them. It sucks. They closed off Hook Creek Road. That's closed now. We got to pay more and more every year for our adventure pass to go hiking, and they shut off more and more access. I don't understand it. You'd think they'd be opening more access and grooming the trails, and you hardly ever see any forestry patrol guys out anymore. I haven't seen one in years. You used to see them every trip, several of them. So as far as me, and the adventure pass, that's a double taxation. We already pay taxes. USD Department of Agriculture runs our forests. But they keep sticking their hand out. Oh, we got to have more money, more infrastructure, more money. First year, all they did was buy furniture and new trucks. We told them not to do that, but they did it anyway. But as far as trail maintenance, I don't see them doing it hardly at all. And when you close a road off, you don't have to maintain it. You don't have to patrol it. Here's the second bridge that got blown out in that. And it's actually flowing water now. That hasn't flown. Well, it's dried up now. This is all Boy Scout land up here on the right and left. So you can't really snow play. It's a cool area, but you can't snow play in here. You can't hunt. You can't target shoot. And it's well posted. See the signs? So please don't come down here and trespass. Some people dump. Like, there's a beer can or whatever that is. I'll get it on the way back, maybe if I can. I try and grab some. I've got my trash bags in back. It's about half full. There's, I think, 2 more bridges. Where we went over 2 bridges. Yeah, that St. Valentine's Day storm, all this, they had major mudslides. They plugged up the bridges, underneath the bridges, then the bridges overflowed. All the rocks and debris went on top of the road and blocked the road. We're getting up near the top now. I need a water. I should have grabbed the water. Camp Tockwitz owns it. They're on the right up here. That when you go to 38, you go underneath that walkover bridge, that big brown walkover bridge. It's on the west side of Barton Flats. That's Camp Tockwitz. I forget the gentleman's name. It's named after. You'll see the sign of his name on that bridge. We should be getting up to the top now. One more bridge. These are single car bridges, especially with a truck. I had a lady, I was already on the bridge. She decided she was going to try and squeeze between me and the bridge, and there wasn't room even for a little car. She tried to do it, but the last minute she realized she wasn't going to make it. She hit the brakes, but I thought for sure she was going to sideswipe us both. A lot of gray squirrels out. For years, you didn't see gray squirrels because of I think they had a mite or some kind of disease that wiped them all out. Yeah, that's the 3rd bridge. Here's the 4th bridge. This bridge had water in it. Hasn't had water in it all summer, but the past couple storms. Take a look here. Yeah, that one's flowing water. That's the first time I've seen it in about a year. And then that's right as you get past that 4th bridge. Here's Highway 38. Be careful here because it's kind of a blind corner. But with the closure, it's not as bad. But if you, when you come out of there, step on it. You can see how it's a blind corner right there. And that's it. It's Little Control Road down to Seven Oaks, up Glass Road. We're going eastbound now on Highway 38. I'm going to shut it up here. It's getting to be a big video. As soon as I can find a turnout. Oh, there's a nice one. Find a turnout here. Yeah, right here. These guys have been closed. The campgrounds are open. The visitor center is closed. And the Ranger Talks. Every Saturday night, the Ranger Talks at Grayback Amphitheater. Jean, the ranger that does it, she said no more for the rest of the year. The closure is just too much. See ya.